Grocery shortages and empty shelves are back with a vengeance, and farmers, industry executives, and even government agencies are warning us that they're only going to get worse in the weeks and months ahead. If you thought you were spending too much on everyday necessities lately, get ready to spend even more. This summer, grocery prices are expected to go through the roof, and Americans will face widespread shortages for the second year in a row. We have a lot to talk about in today's video, but before we get into some scary facts and predictions, please support us by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel so you can stay up to date on the most important news. If you've been to a grocery store recently, you've probably noticed that there are more and more empty shelves. Over the past year, U.S. households have had to deal with shortages of certain products and brands, rising grocery bills, and much higher living costs. Americans are paying more for everything, from electronics to housing to food. Even worse, the constant rise in gas and diesel prices is having a big effect on U.S. farmers, who are losing motivation to plant anything and take care of their crops because of a massive increase in commodity prices, a massive increase in raw materials, and a massive increase in fertilizers. These huge price hikes are killing small farmers and have put the American food supply chain in a terrible crisis that will show up on grocery store shelves and in consumers' wallets by the summer. Millions of small farmers, who are responsible for almost 40% of the country's food production, are giving up their crops because they can't afford to pay higher prices for fuel or fertilizers. This means that there will be a lot of empty shelves and prices will go up a lot. Those who pay the higher prices will likely pass them on to their customers or risk going out of business. Rising labor costs and energy prices were already putting a financial strain on American farmers. The new price hikes came on top of a series of other price hikes that have made farming an unprofitable business. The recent rise in diesel prices is especially worrisome because fuel is the lifeblood of the American farmer. Until fuel prices return to normal, which they hope will happen as soon as possible, nothing will change. Bird flu outbreaks are driving up the prices of eggs and chicken meat much faster than usual. Eggs are expected to cost 20% more this year than they did in 2021, and chicken will cost 9% more. Retail egg prices went up by 10.3% in April because of an ongoing outbreak of highly pathogenic avian influenza. Retail poultry prices have been high because of historically low stocks of frozen chicken, also called cold storage. Since more than 38 million birds have been affected by the ongoing highly pathogenic avian influenza outbreak, prices for chicken have also gone up. Food and grocery prices will go up by another 7 to 7.5%. This would be the biggest annual increase since the last year of the Carter administration. Needless to say, this will be a huge blow to Americans. 71% of U.S. households are already having trouble keeping up with rising grocery prices. 41% said they will change what they buy in the future if prices go up, and 51% said they are already seeing empty shelves at their local supermarkets. The high amount of supply pressure on categories that make up such a big part of spending helps to explain why people are getting more worried about the high cost of living. Stood out as having the most severe effect from shortages in March 2022, and the biggest jumps since September 2021. If you know you're going to need something in the next few months, it's best to buy it now because if things keep going the way they are, you're likely to pay a lot more if you wait. With a government that is becoming more oligarchic, the chances of frequent food and water shortages become even worse. However, for years now, foreign corporations have been investing in our food supply chain by buying up the chemical and fertilizer companies that make U.S. agriculture possible and buying processing facilities. They've also introduced vulnerabilities into our food supply chain. Americans have a right to have their leaders worry about problems in our food system. The federal government will continue to help big businesses while letting millions of U.S. farmers lose their crops and go bankrupt. Things are getting crazier and crazier in our domestic supply chains,